We're here with Mayor Craig McDaniel today, and Mayor, the City Commission has formally approved a new code of conduct, a new code of civility, and of course approved a new ordinance as it relates specifically to ethics. Tell us first why you think that's important.
Well, primarily it's important because we found out last year that we really didn't have a code of conduct that had teeth in it that could be enforced. And so we had some issues last year, and we had to bring in some outside law firms to deal with that issue. The recommendation from the last law firm that came in was that we put in place a new code of ethics, and then a code of conduct. And so we have started we actually started that process last year. This year, when I became mayor, one of my first meetings with our city manager and our city attorney was that I wanted the code of conduct and the code of ethics written in such a way that we could discuss it as city commissioners and come up with documents that we could vote on. It's also very important that Rome, as a member of the Georgia Municipal Association, adhere to the code of conduct and code of ethics that is fairly recognized statewide, and the code of civility is something that is recognized, city of civility is something that's recognized by the Georgia Municipal Association. So, Doug, it was very important that we didn't do anything in knee-jerk fashion. This whole thing has been transpiring for about 7 or 8 months, actually almost 18 months. But since January, we have accomplished a great deal, and we finally were able to vote on the ordinance last night, and we had 2 resolutions, one associated with the civility matter and one with the code of conduct.
None of this is new. I mean, this is almost what you might consider matter-of-fact things. But to be honest, and without getting deep into the weeds, last year at times meetings became embarrassing.
Well, I was embarrassed. I hate to say it, but we embarrassed ourselves and embarrassed a lot of the citizens of Rome last year. It should never be that way. City commissioners have a responsibility to treat each other in a professional manner. And I'm of the opinion, I'm in my 9th year on the city commission, city commissioners should not engage with city employees in terms of telling them what to do or criticizing them. We should work through the city manager. The city commission only employs the city manager, and the manager employs all 615 or 620 employees, and there are protocols in place, and we've got an HR director that deals with the city employees. Those of us who sit on the Rome City Commission have had positions of responsibility in the community. We have served on different boards, and I've never seen the behavior that I saw last year on the Rome City Commission, and I felt like it was incumbent upon us as a commission to fix our problem, and so we did that. We've got 2 new members on the Rome City Commission, and they both come from the private sector. And people that own property and people who buy goods and services here, they pay a lot of taxes. The business of the city, as we've got 9 commissioners, some people will say that's too many commissioners. Whether you've got 9 or 5 or 3 or 1, courtesy and professionalism, that old golden rule, treating people the way you want to be treated, we kind of got away from that last year, Doug, and I think it's important that we change that this year. And we have, and I think going forward, we're not going to have the problems we had last year.
Well, I came to Rome 40 years ago, and at that time, Buddy Mitchell was chair of the commission. And it was not unusual at all for there to be some heat, if you will, in the caucus. But when that meeting got upstairs, it flowed very smoothly. Everybody knew everybody's position. and things moved right along in a very business-like manner. And I think that's basically what we're getting back to. The code of conduct calls for officials preserving order and decorum. That's not something that's out of question. And I think if I might look over here, the code of ethics, one of the things in the code of ethics, it talks about the different standards and the commissioners can have heated, I think maybe spirited discussion was one of the phrases that was used. But that I go back to that order and decorum. I think that's what the public wants to see.
Well, they do want that. We have the discussions that we have in caucus are not on camera, and we have spirited discussion. When it goes upstairs, it's on camera. We want to be transparent. We want the citizens to be able to see how we conduct business and the discussion that transpires about what we vote on. But the civility part of it, the mayor has a responsibility for managing a meeting. And there were times, and since I've been on the city commission, I've seen some excellent examples of a mayor controlling a meeting, and I've seen instances where meetings got out of control. It's the role of the mayor to conduct that meeting. And the code of conduct, you should never have to use the code of conduct. You should never, if you get to the point where you're having to go back to these on a regular basis, then you've got some issues. And in the private sector, if you have those kind of issues, you fire people, but you can't fire city commissioners. They have to run for election or re-election. But I've been in this community for 70 years now. I ran a very large organization. I served on a hospital board for 18 years. I've served on a lot of boards in the community, chaired the chamber board. Once you get to that level where people respect you enough to put you on that board, you need to respect other people on that board as well. They have, they're there for a reason. And my goal as a city commissioner has always been to make sure that the citizens get the services that they are to expect from the city of Rome. And we do a great job. I think we've got the best city manager in the state. And Sammy Rich has done a good job of hiring people. We've got a strong HR director. So I feel really good about the city of Rome. The commissioners were more of a problem last year than they should have been, and hopefully this year. And I sense a different attitude on the commission now. I don't sense any hostility now. We don't, we'll ask questions, but I haven't seen any disagreement. I don't know that anybody has raised their voice this year, and hopefully we can make it through the year without anything that even comes close to what we went through last year.
Well,
we embarrassed ourselves.
We appreciate you coming in and being with us today, and we look forward to being able to preserve that order and decorum, and again, allowing the commission to be something that the community can be proud of as it works to make Rome an even greater community.
I appreciate the opportunity to be here, and I'll say this to everybody: we're transparent. If you have a problem, commissioners are easy to find. Call us. Better call Sammy Rich, city manager. Sammy is the fixer of all things. It puts a lot of pressure on him, but we have fantastic employees at the city of Rome. We work very well with the county. We're the envy of the rest of the state, and I know that to be true. We have the best city in Georgia. I want that to continue.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.